Learning from Ulilevi Omer, Shavuos, Toshin and Vov, 5756. Chayal tell us in Psachim 68b on Shavuos Batzeres, Chuli Alma Moidim Debein Lochem. Everyone agrees that you need Lochem. What does Lochem mean? That you have to have a participation in the Chag. It's not strictly spiritual. The question arises that on Shavuos, the time of Kabbalas HaTorah, logically, a person would think the exact opposite, that this is a festival that's strictly based or focused on Hashem. But since when HaKadosh Baruch Hu asked the Malachim whether the Torah should be given to Klal Yisrael, they said, to know Hoidcha al Shamoyim, leave your greatness, remain in heaven, as you find in Tehillim 8:2. They should leave HaKadosh Baruch Hu, should leave the Torah in heaven. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to them, are you performing actions which you need to have to rest from them? Meaning on Shabbos, the malachas of Shabbos don't apply to malachim. They don't have to seed to have food. They don't have to build to have houses. For it's impossible for malachim to keep mitzvahs that have to do with the physical world. That is only possible why Klal Yisrael said Nasa v'nishma. They added the word Nasa, we shall do and we shall hear. That they will do the physical action of doing a mitzvah, and then, as we'll see later, they will comprehend what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants of them. When they answered that every mitzvah has to do with action that man does, because Malachim do have a concept of Nasa v'nishma, of doing that which they are commanded to do, but that is only in a sense of thought and not in doing. But for the Klal Yisrael, as they said, we shall do and we shall listen, we shall keep all the mitzvahs, even in those things which have nothing to do with the world above, but only with this world. And that is why they merited receiving Kabbalas HaTorah. Thus we find why on Shavuos we need also Lachem. That we didn't receive the Torah because they said Nasa v'nishma, only because they accepted on themselves to do the physical mitzvahs, not the only things that are spiritual. Therefore, they merited on Chag HaShavuos that they should have, the physical world should have a part in the Chag of Shavuos. May Hashem grant us that we should merit having a luminous Kabbalas HaTorah. The light of Torah should illuminate the darkness that we find ourselves with the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu. Amen. We'll continue with part of the next piece. The night of Shavuos, Tovshin Samach Daled, after Mincha, the Rebbe, who stayed in the old city for Shavuos, to be near the Koisel, where he was there from his youth, to be mispal, said, we spoke throughout the week what the Chag HaShavuos is. It doesn't have a special mitzvah, and that it's different than all the other festivals. Pesach we have matzahs, Sukkot, the four minim, the four types, the lulav, the esrog, the hodas, and the arova. Rosh Hashanah we blow shofar, and Yom Kippur, the very fact of fasting is its own mitzvah, and we spoke regarding this with many. There were those who wanted to explain on Shavuos there's something unique in that you eat cheese, and it's in a sense it's not a mitzvah, but certainly when Klal Yisrael accepted upon themselves the minik of eating cholov, there's a reason for it. It becomes part of the Kedushas Hayom Tov. And the Rebbe Zt explained what's the reasoning of ma'acholei cholov, eating milk products on Shavuos specifically, because it's brought down that till Kabbalah Satorah there was a question whether cholov could be eaten because it comes from an animal. You might have a din that which comes from an animal while the animal is alive, that is forbidden as Evim and Achai, as a limb from the living, just like blood is forbidden from an animal, even a live animal. And in fact, in a sense, Chazal tell us that blood changes into milk. However, after Kabbalah's Torah, where it says, where Eretz Yisrael is mentioned, and Eretz Yisrael is mentioned as Eretz Zovas Cholav Udvash, a land that oozes milk and honey, that we see that as the Torah praises Eretz Yisrael, that it has milk in it, that certainly one is permitted to drink it. The Torah would not praise Eretz Yisrael with something like milk if it was forbidden. And that's how through Torah we see what's permitted, such as eating milk, and therefore we eat milk on Shavuos. Shavuos gives the hechsher, the permission, the permissibility to eat milk items. May we merit a leftige Kabbalah's Torah.